Ramones. It's really great to be here in San Bernardino. And it's nice to see all you. We'd like to do something off our first album now. Take it down.
The Ramones, Johnny, Tommy, Joey, Dee Dee, and later Marky and others, are one of the truly legendary groups in rock and roll history. Their first album, simply titled Ramones, was released in 1976 and jump-started the punk rock movement. As proof of the group's stature and influence as music icons, they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002. The band, minus their late singer Joey Ramone, attended the ceremony and accepted their award. Sadly, today all 4 original members of the group have passed away. The first and only Inland Empire appearance by the original Ramones lineup took place on March 11, 1977. It occurred at the Eros Bogart Club on East Street in San Bernardino. The club was also known for hosting an early appearance by another Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band, Van Halen. The second Ramones Inland Empire appearance was perhaps their most controversial. It took place on December 1, 1978, at the Swing Auditorium in San Bernardino. By this time, drummer Tommy had left the band and was replaced by Marky. The punk band opened for the heavy metal band Black Sabbath. It turned out to be the concert double bill from hell. This IE show made headline news in the December 4th living section of the San Bernardino Sun newspaper. Staff writer Mark Lundahl, in part, wrote, "Opening for Black Sabbath was one of the most influential new wave bands the United States has produced, the Ramones. The group has captured the attention and adulation of a small cult across the country and across the ocean, but it apparently has a long way to go before it wins over San Bernardino." When the band took to the stage, the crowd started to direct negative energy at it almost immediately. First it was yells, then the middle finger salute. Soon a few Coke cups, popcorn boxes, and tomatoes were thrown at the stage. The rowdy activity then snowballed into a steady rain of hurled trash. Through it all, almost, the Ramones remained committed to their performance. They kept up a steady pace and ran quickly through their short songs, holding their heads firmly against the storm of debris. When lead singer Joey Ramone was hit squarely on the head with a filled Coke cup, some in the audience exploded with glee, and the rain became heavier. Then in the middle of Surfing Bird, an old minor hit originally recorded by a group called the Trashmen, the band suddenly left. San Bernardino had just thrown the Ramones off the stage. No one in the band or audience was hurt, but in their dressing room afterwards, the Ramones were shaken and upset. "Did you see that stage? There are broken whiskey bottles on it," sputtered an animated Johnny Ramone. "I was scared. We didn't even get halfway through our set." Dee Dee Ramone added, "There were kids out there giving me the cross sign with their fingers." Johnny continued, "This is the worst I've ever seen. I think these people came to hear Black Sabbath, and I guess Black Sabbath fans are not our fans," said Marky Ramone. Interviews with some audience members confirmed this. "Punk bunk" was one crowd member's reaction to the band. Others used a variety of obscenities to describe their feelings. Some of the cleaner reactions:
"They weren't musicians. They just shook their heads around.
They were terrible.
They were off-key.
It was music for beachcombers.
Purdue doesn't need this kind of junk."
Other bands have been unpopular with swing auditorium crowds, but they were never the target of a trash war. Why this one? One fan who came to see the Ramones said it happened because the crowd felt threatened by the group. Another thought the audience probably came in with a preconceived idea of how it was supposed to react to the band.
That's the way they want it.
People who play punk like pain.
In the aftermath, the tall, thin, and pasty-complexioned Joey Ramone withdrew to the back of the dressing room with his bleach-blonde girlfriend and quietly watched the other agitated band members behind his darkened glasses. "I don't understand. Back a few years ago, we listened to Black Sabbath, too," Joey muttered in a soft-spoken manner. "We are now where Black Sabbath was 10 years ago. Black Sabbath, New Wave, it's all rock and roll. Labels are bull. I think they'll come around." Joey paused and then added, "I think we made a few fans tonight." In part 2 of the Ramones Play the Inland Empire, more reactions to their Swing Auditorium debacle, and later the group makes a triumphant return to San Bernardino to play the US Festival.
Take it down.
Purdue doesn't need this kind of junk. Were those actual quotes?
Those are actual quotes.
You remember Mike Rodriguez from the
Oh, sure.
from the Reactors,
Yeah.
bass player.
Yeah.
He had a film. He probably still has it. He was at that show where the Ramones opened for Black Sabbath. But you see the Ramones and you see this wave of garbage flying at the Ramones. It looks like a tornado of nonstop garbage. I've never seen that much garbage in the air. You know, like when you see a garbage truck dump out garbage, that's what it looked like, but flying towards the Ramones. It was the most craziest thing I've ever seen. It wasn't like one or two things.
Yeah.
It was like a garbage truck dumping garbage on the Ramones. And they're up there playing. I guess they didn't even finish their set. They just boom, left the stage.
Hey, Boss Cat. What's new on LeRoy Street?
Well, you know, the usual. Coagulate the hypotenuse, rectify the triangles,
Somebody's got to do it.
The other day we had a riot, big protest, fighting, shouting, throwing things.
What were they protesting?
Violence.
Sounds crazy.
The worst part was they set fire to the donut shop. All those donuts gone.
That's sad.
Yeah, that's where I do my best thinking.
Well, speaking of donuts, how's the world of rock and roll?
Well, we had a shakeup. You remember the Onions?
Yeah, that band smells funny.
They had a big argument over musical direction. Two of them wanted to go funk and call it the Funky Onions. Two of them wanted to go prog, call it the Super Onion.
Well, why couldn't they just do funky prog and call it the Super Funky Onions?
That's a great idea. They already got the smell. Hey, DC. Here comes Dizzy Dog.
Oh, Dizzy Dog. Hi, Dizzy Dog. Hi, Dizzy Dog.
Hi.
I got the package you sent, a bag of marbles. How come?
Well, everybody said you lost yours.
Everyone's a comedian. Dizzy Dog, what are you doing these days?
I'm the neighborhood argument coordinator. When there's an argument with the neighborhood, I set up a room, set up the chairs, put out some cookies. We do it nice and proper.
Then what happens?
All hell breaks loose.
Sounds like a tough job.
You know, these days, it seems like everybody's got an opinion about politics, you know?
I know.
And everybody's talking about climate change, you know?
I know.
Everybody's arguing about vaccines, you know?
I know.
And immigration, you know?
I know.
And racism, you know?
I know.
And guns, you know?
I know.
And everybody says they have an answer, you know?
I know.
But you know one thing?
What's that?
You never know. I gotta go. I'll see you later.
Okay. Goodbye, Dizzy Dog. I'll see you, Boss Cat.
Later.
Mission Riverside. What up? We're live from Rat Hole Records, La Sierra, kind of, across from the Galleria. Patrick, hanging out with her. Minnie, look who's with us. What's going on?
Hi, it's been a while.
I know you got a big show coming up tomorrow night, so we got to tell everybody about this show because it might be forgetting. It's at Brooks Bar.
It's at Brooks Bar. Always, every first Saturday, it's at Brooks Bar.
Nice.
And, yeah, we have a lot of fun. We always have a great time. We have 5 bands every time and an acoustic act, so about 6 bands every time. I squeeze all in one night, so it's like boom, 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 back-to-back entertainment.
You've been doing it for how long?
6 years.
So if something's been there that long for 6 years, they're doing something right. You should go check it out.
Last time I went out there, I saw the Mentors at one of your shows, so you never know who's going to show up. But who's going to be there tomorrow?
So tomorrow night, we've got Last Round, Foul Play, 40-ounce folklore, The Sea is Mine, and we added Andrew and the Cock Blockers.
Nice.
I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, and Crown Bandits is your acoustic act.
Yeah, do not want to miss out. It's a great place, and it's an old school. It's a golf course, so
At the Van Buren Golf Course.
there you go.
First
You got
time.
to check that out. And then she's been doing so much stuff for the scene, so we want to thank you for always being a big part of the punk rock scene out here, and keeping it alive and just keeping it cool. So I got to also mention, because we stopped here at the Rat Hole, and we always want to give shout-outs to people. So Tara's a Tigerman. I know she always comes to my open mics, and I'm sure she should play one of your shows too, but she's awesome. Check her out. And then shameless self-plugs. The Riverside open mic is now on Tuesdays at the Hideaway, and it's 21 and up. And then on Wednesdays at Back to the Grind, it's all ages and music only. So definitely come check those out. And last but not least, I'm going to let my friend Tim talk about this one.
May 27th, Spike and Mike Festival of Animation. It's going to be a hoot. Not only is it going to be a new festival of animation, but after the break, then it's the documentary Animation Outlaws which is all about Spike and Mike because it started right here in freaking Riverside.
Oh yeah,
history, man. So it's going to be a blast.
He did say May 27th, but it's May 28th.
See what I mean?
Saturday.
That's why he's here.
No, it's awesome. You know what?
May 28th, it's a Saturday. You can get your tickets at livenation.com. Check it out.
Only $16, everybody. So after the charges and all that, it's under $20.
Drop in the bucket. Well worth it.
You got to do it.
History.
The other thing is, once again, I love coming into a record shop.
Yeah.
Still in Riverside. This is the last one in Riverside, you know that? Yeah. So this is it. So
we're lucky to have it, guys. We're lucky to have Rat Hole.
This place is awesome.
So you got to come down here and check it out. I am like mesmerized by all the different stuff. You can get Cramp stuff, Cannibal Corpse stuff. You can get everything else in between. I'm like, oh my God, there's
Cheap Trick.
a lot
I
of
see
stuff.
some Cheap Trick. Devo right here.
Oh yeah, Devo.
Dinosaur Jr.
We have literally hundreds of different rock and roll shirts, rap shirts, music shirts.
This is what, when you think of a record store, this is what comes to mind. This is it.
I might just have to get that Snoop Dogg shirt just so everybody sees me in the Snoop Dogg shirt. I like that one. Is there anything you want to add before we go? Because it's just so much fun, and it's kind of like overwhelming being in here because I see an AC record I want. I see some other stuff I see. I'm not going to name that band's full name because we're going to have to keep family friendly here. Any last words? By the way, what's the address here?
The address here is 1015 Magnolia Avenue. It's right across from Carl's Jr. by the wall. Right on.
Look for the sign out front there.
And look for the sign. It says there's a record, but right behind Riverside Appliance.
Or rickshaws.
And we have thousands of stickers, hundreds of T-shirts, music stickers, music patches. We've got tons and tons of patches. We have buttons galore, So come when you have some time to look around because it does get overwhelming, but it's really fun.
Sweet. It's excellent. Thank you so much for watching Mission Riverside. And I'm Patrick Moy. That's Tim Brown. And that's the amazing Minnie Green. And special shout out, even though he never gets on camera, special shout out to Chris. All right. See you guys and gals.
See ya.
See you tomorrow.
Off to hang more posters.
Woohoo!
This is Kirk Wilson reading Gifts. I kept my life in a small room with pale blue walls and brought it back little presents from the world. This is for you, I would say. This is for you. Sometimes the gifts died in my hands, and often I could not pay the price of their redemption. I could never be sure they were appreciated or how much they wanted to be in the place where I had brought them. The room filled with less and less space to breathe, so instead of gifts, I began to bring stories that did not end but slipped away around corners and over horizons. I brought premonitions and resistance to closure, and left at the end of each day looking for more. About this poem. Neruda said the past can be a prison. No doubt he's right. Traveling backward is dangerous unless the visitor manages to slip in and out without getting caught. A visitor has the privilege of an outside perspective. As that privileged visitor, I realize that I have always maintained a relationship with my own life. As in any meaningful relationship, responsibilities are established and things are owed. It can be messy, uneasy, and anchoring and revealing. This poem comes out of it.
30 years, and now you're going to talk tonight? Is that... Ladies and gentlemen, my partner in crime, Aaron Nielsen. Want to play a song? Still not going to be all right.
Take on me, and I'm not
Conditionz.